we were powerless over addictions and compulsive behaviors, that our lives have become unmanageable. And a verse that we're going to be using in tonight's lesson is in Romans 7:18. I know that nothing good lives in me, that is in my sinful nature. For I have the desire to do what is good, but I cannot carry it out. Now, Paul's talking about in his humanity, in his sinfulness. And he's been very honest. For a man that accomplished so much, he's being very clear that in his natural, sinful self, he has nothing within him that's good. And in his sinful nature, I even desire to do what's good, and I can't. And so it's a principle that we need to understand tonight. Paul understood he was powerless. And so in principle one, what we're doing, we're starting to admit that we're powerless because we want to change. And as long as we say and confess we've got this thing and try to do it ourselves, we can't change. Real change comes through surrender. And real change happens really in your daily routine of surrender. Not just a one-time moment, but one time to start somewhere when God's able to cause you to be born again or deposit something in your life. But then we still have to daily be a person of surrender. And y'all surrendered tonight because you could have done other things, right? I mean, let's just be honest. You could have done other things. You surrendered something tonight to come. You didn't come to get points or, in heaven, you didn't come for those reasons. You came, you surrendered something, and I believe God will so bless you as you did come. And so, if you live your life that way, constantly in surrender, you'll constantly receive the power of God in your life to live out the life He wants you to live. If we live our life as if we've got it together, then the power of God cannot flow in us because we're not dead creatures. You understand what I mean by that? Resurrection power only flows through a dead vessel. And that vessel has to die, and we become a living sacrifice. As God makes us alive, we continually surrender and become a living sacrifice. So there's 4 things tonight we're going to focus on. 2 things to stop doing, 2 things to start doing. Okay? First thing, there's no acrostic tonight. That would be for next week. Before we get into this too much, I'm going to try this year to at least have a testimony set up once a month. Okay? I know a lot of people in recovery because I've worked in recovery for 8-10 years. And so I know a lot of people in recovery, and I'm able to draw them in. I just, got to put a little pressure on them. It's a long drive. The hills are real high. But some of you in this room need to share your testimony of what God's done in your life. You say, well, I've never been an addict. That doesn't matter. You're not recovering from addiction. You're recovering from self. Okay? And we once were lost, now we're born again. Okay? So you have a testimony to share whether you were in addiction or not. First thing we need to stop doing, we need to stop denying the pain that we're in. And that means we need to face the realities of our issues in our life, whether we like to see them or not. None of us like to look in the mirror when there's some imperfection on our face, right? Yeah, just imagine when you was a teenager, right? You had those things on your face that just pop up when you're a teenager. I had them, and I think I got them because my brother had them, and I would say to him, "Pimple face," and you reap what you sow. And when I hit that age, there they were. Everything he had came to me. So, and then some, I think. But we don't like looking in the mirror at those things. We'd rather look at the perfection of our life. And, we want to look at ourselves, when we all get dressed up, we look nice, and we look, man, I look good, I've lost about 10 pounds, I look good, I'm just being honest. And we don't like looking in the mirror when we don't look good, okay? And or when we got a little something hanging out, we don't want to see hanging out, right? But the fact of the matter is, there's realities that we have, whether we like to see them or not. And so what we're talking about tonight is really stop denying where we're at. Stop denying the pain of our life. I'm really kind of joking. I'm really not that vain. I joke a lot. My wife thinks I'm vain, but I just do it that good. But no one really likes to admit those areas we need to grow in. Nobody likes to have issues pointed out at us. And sometimes Even if others aren't pointing them out, life itself points them out. There's an issue, there's an issue, there's an issue, there's an issue. And we keep trying to cover it up, we keep trying to cover it up. And at some point or another, you just can't cover it up anymore, right? Some issues just keep happening, and they keep coming to the surface.